been seeing a lot of videos trending on YouTube talking about the death of movie theaters, and it really kind of made me sad, even though I knew it's a thing, because it's been a thing for many years. You can probably, if you love movies, you can see the decline of movie theaters and the quality of the movie theaters the last couple of years for sure. And I really just, I don't want to be here and bore you to tears, but I really just want my opinion about, I'm not going to tell you, pretty obvious. It's been in decline for years, especially the new releases of DVDs at the time, way back in the day, that they would release DVDs like 2 months after the movie was released. And now, like The Fall Guy, it was 17 days after it ended in theaters. It was released on digital 17 days later. There's no time. And I'm thankful it was released that early, because I watched that in theaters. I would feel like I got ripped off, because I thought it would be a fantastic movie to watch in theaters. I was wrong. It was mid. It was mediocre. It was straight down the middle. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't the best I've seen since sliced bread. It was just mediocre. But anywho, I'm triggered by that. I'm sorry. But that's the thing with movies. It is going to a movie theater. It for me now, it's not obligation. It's a trying my best to, okay, what type of movie this is. Is there a chance for them to preach at me? What's the plot? Who's the director? If that matters. Some directors matter, but what it's about. Okay. All right, I'll watch it. If it don't hit them things, then I'm like, okay, I'll just wait. Now, I'll give you exceptions. Christopher Nolan, M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, that's about it. Well, The Quiet Place. I love those movies. And I'll share something about that as well. Those are the movies that I love to experience in theaters, because I'm a M. Night Shyamalan fanboy. I'll be first to admit that. Some people might not like that, and that's okay. I'm just being honest with you. Of course, Christopher Nolan movies are great in a theater experience, and The Quiet Place is a good experience as well, and I'll explain why that as well in a minute. But anywho, I was thinking about how to talk about movie theaters, and I had this memory how movie theaters was. Now, this is an old man on the porch kind of moment, so if you kids don't like it, you can. I wouldn't be mad if you want to leave. But anywho, I would say this: movie theaters going to movies, I should say, used to be an adventure. Now, let me explain why I think that, or thought that at the time. Looking back, definitely it's an adventure. At the time, it was just what we did. Is okay. There's a movie coming out this Friday, right? I couldn't pre-order the tickets. I actually had to show up a little bit early. Oh no, and buy the tickets. Or no, wait in line to buy the tickets. And actually, there's a place outside that had like windows, and there's somebody outside that would give you a ticket, kind of like this. I still have this one. This is The Dark Knight. That was 2008. I watched it with my dad, and that's a different. I'll talk about that different story, different day. But that was cool to have a legit, a sticker or a stub that tells you the day that you watched it. Now, I know they do it all. You can do screenshots, and I got a little paper now, but that was something special. But anywho, I had to hurry up, make sure it wasn't 7:00 at night. That was I think it was it was 11 o'clock. It was matinee. But anywho, a lot of these movies, it was 7 o'clock that you had to be there, maybe 6 to make sure, or 6:15, and hope that went a big line so you can get tickets. and then find the seat. Because sometimes you would rush to get the ticket, and then you go into it, make sure you get in there, and the place is freaking full. You didn't expect that. Or you would get a ticket and you rush, and there'd be nobody in there yet. You're the first person, so you can pick any seat in the house. Of course, like everybody else, I would sit dead center of the screen. Now you can just go online and, oh, I get that seat that time. Very convenient. And when it first was a thing, I actually enjoyed that. I like the assigned seats. But a part of me misses the adventure of rushing to get a ticket and rushing to hope you get a good seat. You know what I'm saying? Because that was an adventure, right? But now it's just, there's no effort, I guess. And it boils down to, and I think it, just in general with movies, there's a lot of less effort anymore with movies or movie theaters. And it helps us, in the long run, the convenience of buying tickets and going and all that. But it's just something magical about that time of my life in movies. And, you know, sometimes movies will be packed, freaked out, man. Like, you couldn't get nobody tighter. I mean, them new seats, back in those days, there was no wiggle room. I mean, you had to share, like, armrest with a complete stranger. You know what I'm saying? It's like 200. I think there's one theater that when I was a kid, I bet you it probably had 200 or 300 seats in that theater. And I think there's only 4 theaters in that place. 4 or 5. But anyways, so you think about 250, 300 per screening, man. That's, I'm showing my age, but man, I'm like, man, to see how it was now they've kind of done away with those tight little uncomfortable chairs. Now you have less chairs, but the tickets go a little higher because you pay, you know, to recline back, and you can see it better, and they can give you food. In certain, not my theater, but certain theaters, you can order food and they can come deliver it to you while you watching the movie. It's very weird and crazy, but you know, it is what it is, man. And I'm not complaining about that. I know theaters are trying to find ways to keep a revenue up with the audience, to be able to have some kind of income when the big AAA movies come. They need to find something to bring the audience in and keep them coming back for more, you know. Is it a quality seat or a better sound system? Of course. But at the end of the day, I think people are just kind of not, right now, currently in 24, I think people just don't have the money, the luxury to, they have the money, but they need to spend it somewhere else that's more important. Because it is very valuable for them to keep it for gas money more so than a ticket to watch Wolverine and Deadpool, in my humble opinion. But it's you know, I just, again, old man on the porch kind of topic, like, it's not good as it used to be, you know. I'm not trying to do that, but it's just, for myself, like, I'll give you an example. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I haven't, all intents and purposes, going to the theater once a month to watch a movie and review a new movie that I kind of like, and to review it on channel. And I really kind of fell off, man. I was like, man, there's just nothing out there. I mean, there's some, The Watcher, that I'm going to watch on Friday, but really, there's nothing else that I really wanted to watch. And just like everybody else, I'll wait to come to the streaming service. Now, there's some movies, like I said, Christopher Nolan, The Watcher, or not Watcher, but M. Night Shyamalan and Quiet Place. Now, back to Quiet Place. When I first watched The Quiet Place in theaters, that was the one and only movie that I felt very, how would you say, aware of me eating popcorn. Self-conscious of eating my popcorn. Because a lot of times too, when everything's quiet at certain times in the movie, or drinking soda or whatever, you don't want to drink some soda when it's very quiet. You want to keep it quiet, just like everybody else. But if there's an action-packed scene and all this, you drink some soda and eat some popcorn. So perfect time to eat soda and popcorn, right? Well, that didn't happen with The Quiet Place, as you know, if you've never watched it. It's a quiet movie. And I remember watching that, and I was like, it's so quiet in here. And you can hear people coughing, sneezing, or whatever, way back in the back. And I would eat some popcorn, put it in my mouth, and I just very slow and very quiet, because I didn't want to ruin the experience for the people behind me. If it was just me in the theater, I would be, throwing popcorn left and right, and I wouldn't care. But I try to be respectful for the other audience in the screens. But that's just one kind of example. I mean, I've been in theaters thousands of times. Maybe hundreds. I don't want to say thousands, but I enjoy it. This YouTube thing is not full time. I hope that one day it could be monetized and it'd be a job for me. And once that happens, then I'll probably do it once a week for a movie that I don't like, but I want to review it, if that makes sense. And I really want to do that to help my channel, but also help local theaters, because there's not people going back. The comforts of being at home to watch it and all that, there's something great about that. You don't have to worry about hustle and bustle and people being rude and all that stuff. You can just sit at home and watch it on TV. There's just something special about that, And I'm the guy, like, I miss the good old days where you had to hurry up and get the ticket and hurry up and try to find that perfect spot. Back in those days, son, I tell you what. But anyways, it's still cool to remember those days, and it's still cool to have theaters now. But again, during COVID, I don't know if I said this before, but I'll say it again. I try my best to, during that time, I didn't watch a lot of movies at theaters, but I went to the local theater and bought popcorn to support them. Because I know they were struggling. I know they had not much income from people coming to watch it. So I wanted to support them, because I know if I didn't, I would regret not doing it if they're not around. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage you to support your local theaters, because one day they might not be there, and you might regret not supporting them when they was around. But anywho, I'm not trying to be all, black pill or whatever towards you. I just kind of make you think about movie experience. It's changed, of course, but I believe it's not going away forever. I think there'll always be a movie theater around. You might have to travel a little bit distance to get to it, but it is something I always appreciate and always will. It's different experience. It's the way movies should be watched on a theater instead of on your mobile device or on a TV. You know what I'm saying? It's just, anywho. But anyways, I just figured I would do a quick video. Well, quick video is not the point. It's about 13 minutes, so it's not quick. But I hope you'll enjoy this video, and hopefully I'll talk to y'all later. I will hopefully have a review about The Watchers on Friday or Saturday. Hopefully I'll talk to y'all later. You have a good day. See you later.